My name is Jocelyn Thompson, and this is a continuation of a music workshop that we had at the library in Gastonia. Talked about writing music, a music workshop. Today, what I'm going to continue, but I'll back up, is talking about the creation of a melodic line. A lot of people think that it is really this very intricate process when it's not. Anyone can create a melody. Now let's back up and talk about what is a melody. A melody is a series of pitches and rhythms that is memorable in some kind of way. It is simple enough that it can be remembered. Now you can have simple melodies and you can have very complicated melodies, but anyone can create a melody. The melodic line consists of a series of tones. It can be stepwise, it can be skips, but there's also a rhythmic component of a melody. There is a shape, and there's a form, whether you think there is or not. So, for instance, if I were to play a melody that you would know, you know it because it is memorable with the rhythm and the melodic line. So, I hope, even with the young folks today, that they would recognize that as Twinkle Twinkle, all right? That is the first part. So it goes up. It has a skip, a leap. That's the first phrase. Then there's the answer. All right, so that is the first kind of a shape. That is a skip, descending down a step and descending down. That's very easy to remember. La 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 la. So there's the melody, there's the pitch, the pitches. Also, it's the rhythm. It could be 2/8, 2/8, 2/8 quarter, 2/8, 2/8, 2/8 quarter, or it could be quarter, 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 half note, quarter, 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 half note. The first part skipped up, went up a step, and back down to that top pitch, then descended stepwise down. And then the rest of it is alright, so I guess you would call that B section or maybe development. Stepwise, twice each pitch. Again. Then the original, back to the A section. It is very easy to recognize. People recognize that. Okay? Let's say I wanted to create a melodic line. Without words. There's going to be something. There's going to be something that calls to me, whether it's the rhythm or whether it's going to be the pitch. And it's going to be memorable. So I might, I'm going to make this up right here. Da 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 da. So I went up. See if I can remember it. Da 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 da. So I started on scale degree 1 to 3, 4 down to 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I don't know why I didn't deliberately do the rhythm. I had a syncopated rhythm. Da 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 da. I don't know why I did it. Now I gotta find out what pitch I started on, because I don't know. Well, I would be in B major. All right. So if I'm going, the B would be do, or scale degree 1. For some reason I went 1, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could transpose that to any key. Let's say I'm gonna start on D. 1, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say I'm gonna go to E flat. E flat, G, A flat, F, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. It's transferable. Okay? Now, is that the end of it? I wouldn't end it there, because it's ending on the 5th scale degree. And for those of us who are musicians, know it sort of leaves a question. That's it? No, I've got to resolve it some kind of way. So let's see if I can figure out. Da, 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 da. That's the first couple of phrases. Do I want to resolve it back down or continue to develop it? All right, so let me resolve it. Da, 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 da. So I went to, I think I did. So if I can do the whole thing. Da, I can't remember all what I did. What did I do? Something like that. Now, I guess I did. Let me try. And then the harmony is something else, adding harmony to the melody. The rhythm, it was almost like a dotted 2, 1, 2. It was sort of like a dotted half followed by an 8th note tied to a half note. Ya, and it's in 4/4 time. It has 4 strong beats. Ya, da, 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 da. Okay, that's one kind. We can develop a melody. Anybody can develop a melodic line. Adding harmony has to do with knowing the scale tones that are made up in a chord. All right. So I am going to put one of my trusted persons here on the spot. And Karen, can you just make up a melodic line? It doesn't matter. So I noticed hers was all stepwise. Hallelujah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4. 3. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da, 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 da. Let me find out what key. She is definitely in 4/4 time.
Well, if you want to do it in C, that's fine.
Okay. Okay. You didn't see.
Okay, good.
You have perfect pitch. I don't. So. Her melodic line was stepwise. Up, 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 still. Up, up, down, down, down. And she had some syncopated rhythms. way to do it. Or I could put it in a minor key. She just sat there and it just came off out of her mind. And her rhythm is quarter, quarter, half note, da, 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 da. She has a quarter, eighth tied to a something, 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 something. Okay? So, or if I could be funky, I could do that. I could take it any kind of way. Same melody. But the harmony that I put underneath it can change it. So I can use major chords. Start, there's a shape, and then it ends. Or just by simply changing some chords, it doesn't sound like it's at the end. We need something else. That's not finished. Maybe it is now. John, make up a melodic line. I don't care.
Da 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 dum bum.
Da, 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 dum. Now, it depends on the harmony. It depends on the harmony. For some person's ear, they might say, well, he started in the middle of the melody and finished it. If you're thinking that way, but that's if you're in the key. Or it can be the beginning. Depends on the harmony. So that can be the beginning. I can see that. So that could have been the beginning of the melodic line. Or it could have been if you're hearing that you're in the key of C. That could be the second part of the harmony. So if you started in the key of C, so that melodic line that he came up with could have been the second part of the melody in C. Or in the key of F, it could be the beginning. Or the beginning in another key. The melodic line, creation of a melodic line, is not some discombobulated, secretive thing. Any of us can create melody. And all the melodic lines that we have created, whether it was me, whether it was John, whether it was Karen, it had some rhythmic, also some rhythmic, systematic formation. I don't know whether John meant to do that. I don't know whether Karen did, but it fits. It's workable. So creating a melodic line is not a mystery. Every melodic line that was created, it was created in such a way, except for me at the ending, where it was memorable. There was something memorable. And it was usually the pattern in which, the way in which the melody moved, plus the rhythmic construct. Then when you get to harmony, harmony is where you can add all kinds of intricacies to change the mood of the existing melody. What are you talking about? That's the ending. Or if it's the beginning. So what I did was I took John's melody the same pattern. Up a second, down second, second. Then I can take the same rhythmic pattern and the same melodic pattern and move it up. Repetition. That's what makes a melody memorable. There is a system, whether you realize it or not, there is a system in creating a melody that is just innate with us. It's within us. It's only those of us who are trained, we can put labels on it so that we can transfer that knowledge. But the creation of a melodic line is something that anybody can do. When is it useful for a musician to be able to create on the spot? Well, quite frankly, when there's dead space. So, for instance, when I was still teaching choral music, and typically when there was movement between choirs, or maybe shifting, or maybe one group coming on or not, I would typically sit down at the piano and just start playing something. So, let's say that the women's ensemble is finished and the men's ensemble is coming on stage. Well, I'll think, well, they're not there yet, so I gotta make up something else. So what I am creating, they're not there yet. So I'll go, oh, okay, I need a deceptive cadence so I can go to something that doesn't sound in completion. A lot of other times in playing at church, whether I'm on the organ or the piano, as we know in certain church services, there are times when the ushers open and let parishioners in. All right, now some people have planned music to play then. I don't have planned, because I don't know if one person's going to come in or whether there's going to be a wave of people to come in. Of course, talking about that right now during this pandemic, what are you talking about? We don't have people coming into our churches. But this is the time. So I might see, I've gotten through, we've sung... we just finished something. Then I may stay in the key. If I see children coming in, I'm just going down the basic chord progression. I gotta finish it. Oh Lord, that little girl, what is she doing? Come on, let's get to your seat. All right. On the elderly lady, whom I love dearly. She was really instrumental in my life, but it's taken her a while. She's almost there. They're folding up her wheelchair. Finally. Those are just examples how you can just create something, a melodic line, to keep the service moving, to fill in dead space, transitions on stage. So that's how I use creation of lines, creation of chords, to keep services and concerts flowing without dead space. That's an example of how we can do that. Or you can formally create music maybe for your choirs. Maybe they can't read music or don't have the skills yet to be able to learn that. So maybe you can create with the kids their own melodies that's theirs. So you're in the creating process as well as the teaching process. Maybe that'll pique some of our interests. Those are the kinds of things. So hopefully this is helpful, and hopefully this will launch you into being able to step out if you are a creative person and want to create your own music.